Hi everybody, welcome back to the channel, and I thought this week I'd just do a very quick update. I haven't got huge amounts to show or report at the moment, but just a quick hobby update, what I've been doing in recent weeks, what I've got planned going forward, etc. So I haven't done much in the way of wargaming or military board gaming in recent weeks. I have played a bit of generic board gaming. Game we picked up while we were up on our travels a week or so ago. And painting wise, been busy adding a few little extra 28mm bits to my Greek Athenians, which are now complete. I've got some final elements to add to my 28mm Vikings, then they'll be complete. And then my full focus will go on my 6mm Vikings, which I've already base coated and started adding some base colours to. But in order, I want to get those finished to complement my Anglo-Saxon Normans from my 1066 sort of Norman conquest selection of 6mm armies, and then hoping to get some games in with those. Looking further down the line, I've got some 28mm American Civil War Confederates that I'm working on. I want to dig out my old 6mm Mulberrian Wars Ramillies forces. Following the purchase of the Volley and Bayonet scenario book for that period, it's given me some inspiration to take a relook at that and how maybe I can incorporate those into those rules. But outside of that, not much else hobby-wise. Haven't had a lot of time. I've been away, as I say. We spent a bit of time up with our friends up in Scotland. Visited Stirling, my first visit, that part of Scotland. Had a fabulous time, and of course it had been very rude not to take in some really important historical landmarks while I was there. So first of all, we went to Robert Bruce's famous battle site, the Battle of Bannockburn, and had a walk around there. And at the end of this video, you'll see some very brief footage that I've taken whilst I was there. The weather was pretty rubbish. It was raining, wet, pretty cold, but we got out there, we found a gap in the weather and managed to take a little bit of footage. But a really interesting place. It's been preserved very well. The visitor centre was excellent. A very good interactive little tour that you can do. You have to pre-book that. So they show you some arms and armour at a period. It's quite interactive. They've got a battle map. They show you where the forces moved on the map. And then there's some very good AI digital type stuff as well. Again, I'll show you a little clip from one of those. But if you're in that part of the world, I would highly recommend a visit. You probably only need an hour, a couple of hours of your time just to dip in and get a bit of a taste of that. So that was really good at the Bannockburn. Of course, we visited Stirlingcastle, which is a fabulous castle, full of Scottish history, the kings and queens, and military history, of course, with the famous Battle of Stirling Bridge, which William Wallace was involved in. And you can potentially see where that battle took place from up on Stirlingcastle, although of course the original bridge is no more, but you can certainly see the area where that may have happened. Some of it has now been built on with a new housing estate, but it still gives you a very good view of all the landmarks around that area. So well worth a visit again. And of course, it would have been very wrong, therefore, not to visit the Wallace Monument, which was a beacon at night time across Stirling, and really enjoyed the walk up through the woods up to the monument, and the monument itself was very interesting. So again, for views of the surrounding area, a really good place to visit. Whilst in Stirling, a couple of people watching my channel had kindly recommended I give Common Ground Games a visit. I must admit, we got there on the Monday and I made the bad decision to try and find Common Ground Games on the Monday, and of course they're shut. So luckily on Wednesday we were able to pop down there, and I was very, very impressed. It's a great setup. You've got lots of gaming tables out the back, a little cafe there, lots of merch on sale, board games, wargaming bits and pieces. So of course it would have been very rude of me not to make a few purchases whilst I was there. So I purchased some kraut cover basing glue, some more tufts, of course, always need a few more tufts, and we purchased a game, Castle Combo, which very, very kindly we were shown a full playthrough by the chap there at Common Ground Games. Fabulous guy, running a great shop, a great hobby piece for the town, the city. So I'd highly recommend, if ever you're in that part of the world, go and visit Common Ground Games. We've got lots of stock, really, really good proactive staff. I try and get you involved. I mean, my wife is not a war gamer. She enjoys board games, but you know, she was a bit apprehensive going in the shop with me. But she felt very at ease and really enjoyed being shown a playthrough of a game that we then eventually purchased. So big thumbs up, hobby thumbs up for Common Ground Games. Keep up the good work, guys, up there. But yeah, highly recommended if you're in that part of the world. And finally, just something a little bit left field. We were recommended by a local up there to visit Culross or Culross, but Culross, I believe, is the Scottish version of that. This is where a lot of the series of Outlander was filmed, and a really interesting little place. Not necessarily a military history place, but somewhere, again, if you're in that part of the world, I would highly recommend getting yourself over there and having a look. So a really interesting trip. Back now, hoping in a few weeks to spend a bit of time with Guildford Wargames. I'm going to go and spend a games evening down with them like we did last year. So it'll be really good to catch up with Andy Rourke and the guys down there, have a game, have a good chat and a catch up before his Square Bash event, which is running for the first time at the end of January, early part of February 2026, which to all intents and purposes is a board games convention, military board games convention, which I'm really looking forward to. So I'll update you on how that's progressing as we get nearer to the time. But that's pretty much it at the moment. Hope you got plenty lined up for your hobby weekend. As always, keep the comments coming. It's great to hear from you all, and hope to speak to you again very, very soon. Thanks for watching. Hi everybody, welcome back to this very wet morning in a country that may be familiar to most of our viewers, but I think just this little thing here might give away where I am. Yes, we're in Stirling and we're at the Bannockburn Visitor Centre. So we're just standing here overlooking the field, just to put some perspective. Over here, the visitor centre over to my left, and then we can see in the distance traffic moving along the Roman road, and in the foreground the line of trees around here is the burn, or the Bannockburn as it's now known as, the stream. And in front of that, around this area here, coming down in, you can't get a feel for the ground here because it rolls down, but it's very high here, but it's very boggy down there, and this is the areas ultimately over behind this tree line where the English cavalry came into this boggy area, and Bruce's Schiltrons disorganised them, pushed them back into the burn, and that was it.